The next thing I want to show you is I want to talk a little bit about the light source on the microscope. Um, there's going to be a switch for power on, and I think the for the microscopes we're using this week and next week, the switch is right on the front, or it could be sometimes it's on the sides and sometimes it's on the back. But anyhow, the first thing you want to do is turn on the switch. And then uh, there's a dimmer on the side. Let me move this right here. It's set to the lowest setting, which is 1, and goes all the way to 10. So, uh, sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on, and you can see that the intensity of the light is increasing as I increase the level on the dimmer. Uh, You always want to start with the lowest intensity of light, especially when you're working with the low magnification objectives. And then as you go up in magnification, you're gonna find out that you're gonna need more and more uh, light. We also, I'm gonna go ahead and increase the light here so we see things a little bit better. So in addition to the light source, there's another set of lenses right underneath the stage, which is called a condenser. And so um, the condenser lenses are used to focus the light from the light source into your sample. Now, just like I told you before, uh, that we focus our sample by bringing the sample closer or farther away from the objective, uh, we actually do the same with the condenser lenses, which you can move up and down. There's an adjusting knob on the side that moves the condenser lenses closer to the sample or farther away from the sample. Now, for almost everything you're going to be doing, uh, what you want is to have this as close to uh, your sample as you can. So it's good practice to always check because this gets moved around, and it can make it really hard to focus if you don't have this set right. It's always good to check to make sure that it's all the way as close to the sample as you can get it. Uh, be a little bit careful because right now I'm actually um, tapping the slide with the condenser lenses, so it can actually poke over the stage. So be careful with that. There's uh, there's another control on the condenser. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a lever, and this is called the diaphragm. And so you can either open or close the diaphragm, and that adjusts contrast. So when you close the diaphragm, you're going to have a little less light but more contrast, and then when you open it, you're going to have more light but a little less contrast. And here, I'll show you from the top. So this is with the diaphragm all the way open, and this is with the diaphragm all the way closed. And the best setting uh, sometimes is somewhere in between. So you want to try to maximize contrast as much as you can um, while still being able to have enough light to visualize your sample. I want to talk a little bit about a trick I follow to focus when I'm first getting started. So right now I'm using the 4x objective, and that's you always want to start by focusing with your lowest magnification objective. So in our case, that's going to be the 4x, the one with the red tag. And the one thing that we know is that the focal point, the place where, or the point where the sample is going to be in focus, It's going to be somewhere between the two streams where the stage is all the way down or the stage is all the way up. So I always focus by starting from one of the streams, and then as I'm looking through the eyepieces, I slowly bring the stage up. So let's say uh, you can always start from the bottom and then slowly bring the stage up as you're looking through the eyepieces till uh, till you see something. Um, if you don't see anything, it's because you missed the focal point. So it's best to just go back to the starting point, bring the stage all the way to the bottom, and then just really slowly, as you're looking through, start bringing the stage up uh, till you start seeing things in your sample. Um, Once you get something in focus, the next thing I like to do is to actually move the slide a little bit on the X or the Y axis. And uh, the reason I do that is to make sure that I actually focus on the sample and not somewhere else on the microscope. So once you get something in focus, confirm that you're looking at your sample by moving the slide, because if you are focused on your sample, then when you move the slide, you should see your sample move. Uh, Another trick uh, is to, you can actually, um, here, um, I'm gonna move my camera from the tripod. So another thing, I'm gonna open up the condenser all the way, and let me get, I'll use the transfer pipette as a pointer. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but you can see the cover slip, right? So another trick is to actually move the cover slip so that the edge of the cover slip is kind of like right on the middle of the opening on the stage where the light is coming through. And in fact, I do this almost every single time. Where first, I just want to focus on that edge because it's fairly large, and you'll see it really clearly once it's in focus. And once you do that, usually that's pretty close to the focal point of your sample, and then you can just move. Uh, then you can just move uh, the slide. You can center the slide on the stage again um, to find focus into your sample till it's really clear.